We welcome you here to a big night of fights. I'm Joe Tessitore alongside my ringside partner, Teddy Atlas. Looking forward to all the action today, and we're just about set for it. He's making his way to the ring now, and he looks very focused for this fight. Roy Jones Jr. is making his way to the ring right now, puffing out his chest, glaring with those eyes, and taking a big stride to his destination of glory.
Okay, guys, we went over the rules in the dressing room. Let's touch gloves.
You got this one. 15 rounds scheduled here in this much anticipated fight, and we are underway with round number 1. It's hard to touch Roy Jones Jr. with a clean glove. But if he can, his opponent does have power.
Yes, he does have power, and he has a chance to catch Roy. And Roy gives you this chance, clean. Because Roy will make you miss, but he'll do it naked. He'll do it with his hands down. If you catch him, bang, you catch him with everything.
Blocks that belt line well. Takes a step back, then the counterpunch by Lewis.
Very similar to what you see Floyd Mayweather do. You know, make a miss, pull that shoulder back, and then come right back with the counter.
Well, you could see what he wanted to do there, but unable to land that body shot. Good block. Good defense, just cuffed down low. So right from the start in this fight, he's committed to the body shots.
Well, that's the time to go there right at the beginning, because body work pays off for you later in the fight. No sense in wasting time. Get right to it.
Oh. Not what he was looking for. That's a miss right there by Lewis. Roy Jones Jr.'s got a cut, and it looks like it's below the eye on the cheek, but it's something that needs to be monitored. Well, nowadays we have so many different weight classes. Used to be only 8 weight classes. Now with all the super and juniors attached to every weight class, you can go up and down the scale with ease throughout your career. Is that good for the game?
No, I don't really think it is, because you're making it too easy for the fighters. You know, I'm not saying that it's not good that they have an alternate to a weight class, but a lot of times when you make things easy, they're going to go for the path that is easier. In other words, somebody should be a middleweight. Now all of a sudden they're going to be a light heavyweight. They're going to be a super middleweight, where with a little discipline, they would have fit into that middleweight frame. It wasn't that they couldn't make it. Now you make it so easy, they don't want to make it.
Final 10 seconds of round number 1. And that's the end of round one. Jones's defense is going to need to shine when he gets back out there. I mean, just look at the close-up of that cut we're seeing.
Yeah, he's got to use his legs. You're right, Joe. He's got to get out there and buy some time for those medicines to work.
You need to cover up more, okay? You're leaving yourself open too much. Cover up.
Here we go. Round two is underway. A flush hook scores well for him. Well, he goes to the gut with a right hand. Not an accurate hook at all. Turns over the hook after turning away his opponent's shot. Good effective work with that straight right hand. Lewis's punch is far off the target. Blocks that punch. He took a shot, but he came back with a right hand of his own. He had his eyes set on the uppercut, but was unable to land. 90 seconds to go here in this round.
Come on, kid, focus.
Able to cover up along the belt line, blocks that one. Roy Jones Jr. from Pensacola, Florida, where he grew up. A little bit of a country life out there, and he likes his fighting Gamecocks.
Yes, he does. And, you know, as crazy as this may sound, he says he learns something from them. He watches them fight, and he takes little moves and little tricks. One thing about Roy Jones, he is unorthodox in his approach.
And now just wasting everybody's time holding on. Roy Jones Jr.'s tagged by a right hand. He goes from goods to defensive goods.
Yeah, because right now he's fighting on instinct. He's doing things without even thinking, just automatic things. Things that he was taught 5 years ago, 3 years ago, that maybe he thought about, but he didn't do. Now they're just coming out. He's just naturally surviving.
Just 10 seconds to go here in the second round. Well, Roy may be smiling and sticking out his chest every so often, but the bottom line is you can see swelling there.
Well, that's a good point there, Joe, the way you said that, because a lot of people have always said that Roy has a swollen ego. Now he has a swollen eye. We'll see how he deals with it.
Oh, this is a wipeout. You're winning this fight. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep on him. Give him a chance to set his feet and get any punches off.
I got more.
Jones's corner did a good job during those 60 seconds between rounds. You can tell that he's a fresh fighter, not the fighter that was clearly dazed in the last round. Good block by Lewis.
Pace yourself.
Now he ties up there. And here he goes again with the clinching. Lewis is swinging and missing like he's at bat right there. That punch was nowhere near his. Roy able to block that punch.
More moves.
He Tried to nab him up top, but was unable to connect. Scores up top with a left.
Keep moving, keep moving.
Blocks that punch. Lewis's punch didn't come close. And coming upon the halfway mark of this 3-minute round. See, the defense pays off as he gets rid of that downstairs. Roy Jones Jr. doing what happens to many who have been hurt. Now, he was stunned in this fight earlier, and you can see him almost wishing he could put a protective shell around himself. He's just all about the defense right now.
Yeah, well, right now it's got to be all about him trying to be Tom Cruise. He's got to be an actor. He's got to look for an Academy Award and stop doing that. If we can see that, his opponent can see that. He has to con his opponent, not let him know that this is what he's feeling.
And you can see he wanted to do that as he holds on there. You see what happens when he commits to the uppercut. Look at that. Great work there. Jones is tagged by a hook. Lewis is missing the mark by a mile. That just was nowhere to be found. Roy Jones Jr.'s been hurt. And that's the end of round 3.
Okay, relax now. How you feeling in there? Just stay alert in there.
You need to move your head though, okay? Side to side. Lean to the side, then boom! Counter punch. Your jab works good when you use it. You don't use it enough. Jab. Jab.
Lewis is up on Teddy's scorecard 3 rounds to zip, but still obviously a lot can happen at this point forward. That was a fine block by Roy Jones.
Focus!
Jones is off mark all night long, and Teddy, he's getting tired just missing punches.
Well, this is a good example. You know, we know what happens when they land, but this is a good example of what happens when they don't land. Sometimes you get a little discouraged.
Nice!
Blocks it away. Took a shot, now he gives a left. Solid straight right hand. Needs to improve that accuracy, missed with the headshot. Jones is making for a very inviting target right now. That cut is much worse than it was just moments ago.
What he has to do is he's got to be elusive right now. He's got to get on his horse a little bit and give those medicines that were put into a little bit, but also he's got to slow his opponent down. Catch him with something so he's not going after that eye.
Good block by Roy. Halfway through this round here. Teddy, you can try to put a label on Roy Jones Jr., but I don't necessarily classify him as any one style of boxing.
No, he's a guy that breaks the rule. He would drive traditional trainers batsy. I mean, really, they would get nuts because he does everything you're not supposed to do. He pulls back from punches instead of slipping them. He drops his hands instead of keeping his hands up. He dares you to make a mistake, and he dares you to catch him while he's making mistakes. If there's ever a guy that you could compare him to, I would say a little bit to Muhammad Ali. And Muhammad Ali was the engineer. He was the pioneer of making wrong right.
Nice block that time. It was intended to the head. Lewis is in a good rhythm defensively here. Teddy, what is that? A credit to his ability to anticipate?
You know, also, it's the teaching. Let's give the trainers credit. Of course, let's give his background of the amateurs credit, but he learned how to get away from punches. This is technique that was taught to him.
Fourth round now with its last 10 seconds.
Keep working the body.
And the bell rings, signifying the end of the round.
Jab and move.
Now that he's back in the corner, we get a close-up look. Jones's cut even looks worse.
And it's up to the fighter now, Joe, for his attitude not to change. You know, we can look at it and we can say, wow, that cut looks worse, and say that. But the fighter must be steady, the same attitude, as though he doesn't have a cut. Otherwise, he has no chance of winning this fight.
Don't get too close. Don't get too close, all right? I need you to move more. Just keep moving. You hit him really good in that round. A couple of times. Really good. Relax. Relax.
I got more.
Round number 5 has arrived. He needs to improve the accuracy a little bit. That was comical by Lewis.
Nice!
Turns over that hook upstairs. You know from watching his career, Roy Jones Jr. Wow! Huge right hand gets to him. He's floored. Roy Jones Jr. finds himself down, but not necessarily out, as he rises up to fight on.
Doing great.
Focus, relax.
Still plenty of time to work here in round number 5. Minute and a half to go.
Double up on your punches.
And he engages in the clinch. Oh, and there you go. Remember earlier, he was on the canvas. Now he's looking down on his opponent.
And we thought it was a bad thing earlier for him. It turned out to be a bad thing for his opponent because he got careless here.
Lewis is rising back up. That takes some guts. He took a shot, but he gives one of his own. A left hand scores. You can see he's trying to score up top, but off the mark there.
Watch the hook.
Protecting his head well with his guard. Coming to the end of round number 5, last 10 seconds. This round is in the books, and it looks like the gas tank on this fighter may be heading towards empty here. What is this, a case of guys just not putting in the road work and the conditioning prior to a fight?
No, you got to figure he came in. His weight was good. Scales don't lie. We looked at the weight. He came in pretty good condition. I think what it is now he's starting to get broken down a little bit, physically and mentally. The other guy is starting to impose himself on him.
Considering the fact that in the last round, he got tagged hard, he looks great right now to open up this round.
Well, I'm not shocked because I think he has character. I think there's substance to him. And the only way that you find the mettle of a person is when you test him, when you push him up against the cliff. And he's being tested now, and he's showing what he's made of.
Lewis is throwing lots of punches, and not many are landing. But what's that old saying? Hey, you put enough out there, something's going to stick.
Well, at least he's controlling the rhythm. He's keeping control of the pace right now. And at least when you're throwing, your opponent, for the most part, he's being handcuffed a little bit.
Unload.
That's great stuff. He fires one right back after taking one. Gotta love the work by Lewis. Nice solid left hand scored by Lewis. Halfway through round 6.
He's tired. He's tired.
Not able to land the headshot. Roy Jones Jr.'s work rate is very high. I looked at the punch stats, and you can see that he's a busy guy. I don't think he's an effective guy, though. A lot of these aren't landing.
Well, you have a reason to think that, Joe. Guess what? I agree. They're not landing.
There you go.
Patient, though.
Got this one.
If there was a baseball umpire around, he'd call that a strikeout by Lewis.
Keep moving.
Last 10 seconds. Unable to make an impact there by Roy Jones. What a good war this has been. What a good, solid fight it's been. The kind of fight that tells me somebody wants to get rid of the other guy.
It almost looks like they made a deal where neither one could win by decision, where if they didn't win by knockout, it doesn't count.
This is yours. You hear me? This is your fight. Keep it up. Keep scoring points. Just keep throwing punches. Okay, listen, you can throw them off with some head movement.
Here we go. Action to start the 7th round. Jones's last round, Teddy, could be a turning point kind of round. I mean, we start this round right here, and you do have the sense, even though I think he's down on the scorecards, you do have the sense that he's headed in the right direction.
Well, good things can start, you know, one step at a time. Well, he took that first step. Now he's got to take the second step and put 2 good rounds in a row together.
Teddy, what would you recommend based on what we're seeing here tonight?
Well, 2 aspirin and then go, oh no, actually I would say a little counterpunching would be just what the doctor ordered.
That's a better prescription for him.
There you go.
Tried to land that upstairs and was off the mark.
Keep those hands up.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Not hitting his mark there going upstairs. halfway through the 7th round. Well done that time, landing the counter punch.
Keep working the jab. Good, good.
He missed by a mile. That wasn't even close by Roy Jones.
Nice.
Lewis is having a masterful round defensively. I love what we're seeing from the footwork with him. Very good movement, sound defensively. Is there anything he should be considering adding to that arsenal, though, right now?
Well, he's got to find spots for offense. You know, he's making his opponent miss. He's getting him off balance. He's frustrating him a little bit. You know, pop at the right time. You know, let it fly a little bit in the right spot. You keep your guy off balance. When you got him off balance, you make him miss, make him pay.
That hook was well off the mark. And that's the end of round 7.
Deep breaths. Deep breaths. That's it. Now listen, I need you to keep working the body. And when his hands drop, uppercut and hook. Okay? Hook to the body.
You need to capitalize on his mistakes. I want to see that counter hook. Make him pay for his mistakes. You gotta throw more. You gotta fight. You gotta throw more. Don't fight and fight.
This has been more of the same as we start round number 8. Lewis has been on top of things from the opening bell throughout, leading on your scorecard every step of the way.
Well, his opponent is fighting like he has Velcro attached to his forehead. I mean, he's just the punches are sticking to him. He's catching everything.
And yet another big shot comes in. Roy Jones Jr. was all shook up. Right now, his corner is imploring him to simply get up.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Roy Jones Jr.'s back up on his feet. What will he look like in the next few moments of this fight? That's the big question.
Face him! Hold him!
What a big shot. Can he beat the count? I don't think so here, Teddy.
Now I know where they got that saying, falling like a sack of potatoes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's over. This fight is over. Lewis has gunned down yet another opponent. A knockout victory. That's what you want to see, a guy who can close the show and finish with style. He ends up a knockout victor tonight.
And that's what his trainer wanted. His trainer was even telling him, step it up a little bit, because he knew this was possible, and they got it.
Thanks for being with us, everybody. For Teddy Atlas, I'm Joe Tessitore. Have yourself a great night.